if you decided you're not going to give up, then there's only one outcome. You're going to win. We're going to get into it. Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome back. This is the Ultimate Love Letter. Thank you for joining the conversation. If you are not going to give up, then you will win. And that will be the story of you. When we decide right now that we are going to persevere no matter what, then I will say it differently. You will absolutely win. There is no other way. That is how we actually force a victory. That is actually on the other side of giving up is the win. When we think about any of the super achievers that we might be inspired by, look through their interviews. You will find at some point they are all saying the same thing. You have to have no give up in you. When we decide that no matter what it takes, no matter who's clapping for us or who's not, no matter who we lose along the journey, no matter what the algorithm is doing, no matter what the book sales look like, you will continue to show up day in and day out, no matter what it looks like. There is only one outcome that will be yours, and that is victory. And that is it. You force God's hand. You forge a way forward. You become relentless in your pursuit of whatever success looks like for you. Then life, God will absolutely yield you those results. Period. End of story. Put a nail in it. It's done. Victory will be yours. But you gotta have no give up in you. But you gotta be willing to let go of the people that can't go with you. But you're gonna have to be able to give up the sleep for those late nights to get your art off the ground. But you're gonna have to be working out, yes, your mind, body, and soul consistently, even when you're exhausted. But yes, you're going to have to publish that episode. I know it's 1 a.m., but consistency does not sleep. Persevere through all of what looks like to be a challenge, what looks like to be nothing's happening, when in fact everything is happening. Then you will see only one outcome. You win. And that will be all. You know, when we think about consistency, it will look like nothing is happening. And I mean like you might be posting, you might be uploading to like YouTube, you might be consistent with your TikTok reels, you might be consistent with your episodes that you're putting out, and consistency will look like nothing's happening. But I'm here to tell you the consistency is working. It's doing what it's meant to be doing. The consistency is compounding. If you don't see results, you are in the right place. Go back again to those that you're inspired by. They will tell you, yes, there's a point We all go through it. Everyone goes through it when you're on your road to greatness, where it's going to look like nothing's happening. That is simply a distraction. That is simply an attack from the unclean one. That is absolutely where most of us give up. But you have decided you're going to go all the way. So that means you got to go straight through what it looks like nobody's clapping, what it looks like nothing's working. Understand what's happening in the spiritual realm. Oh no, you are consistent. The magic is magicking in the 3D. And there will only be a matter of time before you see it in the 5D. But you got to get over this distraction of what it looks like on the surface. It looks like you ain't making no waves. It looks like no one's paying attention. Oh no, I'm here to tell you. When nobody seems to be watching, oh no, you got people watching. You got people watching. You got people hoping that you give up. You got people hoping that you draw in the towel. But remember, you decided you're not going to give up. So that means if you're truly decided that you're not going to give up, then victory will be yours. It's only a matter of time. It's God has got to yield the results. You know, I was speaking with my son just last night, and he was saying that he's determined that no matter what, he gonna keep going. He said, no matter what, every time, he says, Mom, every time I think about I want to throw in the towel, he said, like my spirit says, you gonna regret it. Like you think about 20 years from now, if you decide to throw in the towel right now in 2026, when you get 10, 20 years down the road, not saying it's going to take that long, but when you get to that 20-year mark, you can be like, I wonder where I would have been had I not given up in 2026. That's what my son was saying last night. He says, it's like my spirit is saying, like, you going to get to this date in the future and you're going to look back and say, what would my life look differently had I not given up back then? To me, that is the scariest place to be. It's not the late nights. It's not the problem with being consistent. It's not the uphill battle that it is when you are going after your destiny prayers. None of that is as painful as the thought of getting to your future in 5-10 years and saying, wow, how many episodes would I have uploaded from this time if I would have stayed consistent for the last 5 years? What would have changed had I stayed in the game? All while you seeing new people rise up every day. You see new people break in. You're seeing new people put out the very art, the very ideas that you had 5 years ago, but you didn't have it in you to stay consistent. Let that never be your story. Let that never be your testimony. The only ones who win are the ones who don't give up. And that's just the math. The maths. There's no way you're going to be consistent. Every single day, day in and day out, showing up as the person you want to be tomorrow, doing the work that you say you want to earn from. You stay consistent in that. No matter what it looks like on the outside, you're going to break in. Like, that's just it. You talk about uncertainty. That's a certainty. You will break in. Period. And if you think about people who may say, I don't know, well, my neighbor down the street stayed consistent, but they never made it. No. Look a little closer. The math did not math. Because if you stay true to yourself, being authentic to yourself, doing the work that God asked you to do. And chances are, if it's burning inside of you, if that's that passion inside of you, then yes, that's your calling. That's what God's asking you to do. The very thing you want to do, you're craving to do, you can't stop thinking about, that's God. So that's a check mark there. And if you decide you're going to do that work every single day, there is no way you will not force God's hand to absolutely give you the promise that he has for you. Absolutely not. So no, look again at your neighbor before you say, well, they stay consistent, but they didn't make it. No, something did not go right. They did not stay consistent. Look closely. They dropped out for 2 years. Look closely. They weren't posting once a week like they said they were. They would post once every 4 months. They'd fall off for 6 months, come back strong for like 2 months, fall off again for a year. It's got to be consistent. We have to show up every single day and do the work like we are being paid for it the way we intend to be paid for it at some point down the line, to absolutely create that at some point down the line. If you do that every single day, there will come a point where exactly what you've intended will come to pass. That is a fact. The uncertainty is really an illusion. If you simply decide, I'm going to do it no matter what, and I'm going to do it every day, and I'm going to see where this go, I can tell you with all certainty where it's going to go. You're going to win. And that's just it. You can take that check to the bank. You gonna win. God bless. God bless. When I think about not to speak about myself, but when I'm thinking about where I'm at today, I don't even know how long ago I intended that I would just go all the way. Like, I'm not going to stop. I don't care who I lose. I don't care who's clapping for me. I don't care what it looked like on the followers and the subscribes and the likes and the comments and, the views. I don't care. I'm gonna just keep pushing. I'm gonna just keep driving. I made that intention, I don't know how many years ago, and today it's like my soul has grabbed a hold of it, and now my soul will not let me give up. Even if I wanted to, I literally don't believe I could ever give up. Like, my soul would never let me rest. It has taken over. It would be harder to give up than it would be to keep going. And that is a fact. And that's because the intentions we make, especially when we're living in integrity, your soul takes that for fact. Like, oh no, you're living in integrity. So everything you say, you do. Everything you do, you say. So you said you're not going to give up. So great. We all your spirit guides, God, all your angels, all your ancestors rallied behind you and said, well, then that's it. Then you never going to give up. And this is what it feels like when a thought even lingers in my mind, like I'm going to give up. It feels like agony. It feels like I'm less than. And I mean, I'm not standing in my highest self, which it feels disgusting at this point in my life, in my journey, to even stand in anything lesser than my highest self. So it's painful to even think about giving up. It's literally painful. I can't even comprehend giving up. I have to keep going. I feel much better continuing on. I'll continue on the late nights. I'll continue on with the discomfort of losing friends. I'll continue on when I want to be relaxing, aka like tonight, but it's late and I gotta stay consistent. So we need to upload this episode. I'll take that discomfort over. I'm just gonna lay down and skip this episode and not be consistent today. No, the latter is far more uncomfortable than simply doing the work. Hot damn. That's when you know you've already arrived, where your soul will not let you crumble. Your soul will not allow you to be inconsistent. And let's pay attention to how we do everything in life. And now this is something that I just see in my third eye, but literally, family, how we do one thing is how we do everything. For instance, how are we when we're at the gym, right? Do we do 3 reps and then we collapse and then we're like, we're done. We can't go on any further and we leave the gym? Do you get in the middle of an aerobics class? Do we still do aerobics, y'all? Do we get in the middle of a class and then all of a sudden we collapse thinking we can't finish the cardio portion? It's one thing to pause. It's fine. Take a breath here, pause, but jump back in it. That's not quitting, that's simply taking a breather. But if you find yourself just collapsing, unable to continue, then how you do one thing is how you do everything. Then you can look around in your life. Where else are you quitting? I see this all the time, like legit. I see this all the time when I'm in yoga. I do a lot of yoga sculpt. And I get in there, and yes, it's a hard class. It's a heated room. It's filled with humidity. It's filled to the brim with other sweaty yogis. And it's challenging. But I see the ones who show up, who, when we're holding a plank for like 2 minutes, they may have to take a knee for like a second or two, but they jump right back in it. No quit in them. Then you see the others where we say we're going to hold a plank for 2 minutes and, 45 seconds, a minute out, you collapse and you don't even try to get back in. Or, if you're doing deadlifts with the heavy weights, you drop the weights, you fall out like it's the end of life and you give up. You never try to get back in. I'm here to tell you, if that you find yourself doing that, pause and take a breath and look at where you're doing that in every area of your life. Are you doing that with the deadlines? Are you doing that when you're met with, while you're camping and you're trying to put up a tent and you can't get the tent, so you just give up and say, forget it, I'm just gonna crawl in with someone else's tent? Where else are we giving up? Because chances are, and this is a fact, God is showing you, or you're showing yourself, where you are giving up in every area of your life. This just not, I just give up in this area, but not in these areas. No. If you're giving up in one area, you are giving up in many. How you do one thing is how you do everything. You have it in you to push through that rep. You have it in you to write another paragraph this weekend. You have it in you to record that next episode. You have it in you to go to that singing lesson this week and stay consistent on the books with it. You have it in you. And when we decide right now in 2026, we ain't gonna give up. We're gonna persevere. We're gonna climb that mountain. We're gonna keep going. Congratulations, because you won. There is only one outcome: victory. When we don't give up, we get to choose. We can legit live with the pain and the discomfort of unknowing. The real unknowing is not knowing what you would have achieved had you not given up 3 years ago. That's the real unknowing. Ooh, in my spirit, it aches for any of us that are going through that. And actually, most of us will go through that. There's only a select few that will persevere through the discomfort of losing friends, the discomfort of stepping out in faith, feeling embarrassed to put their expression out there, to put out their art out there, to be critiqued by others. There's only a few of us that are willing to go through those hurdles of that discomfort of the late nights where you really want to be relaxing, you really want to be sleeping, but really you got to be working. There's only a few of us that will persevere beyond those hurdles, and you know who they are? They are the goats. You either decide you're going to be a goat or you're going to be the sheep that follow the masses, the sheep that don't stand out among the others, the sheep that really doesn't move society and history forward, the sheep that never see their dreams come to fruition. It's simple. Think about the biggest dreams that you hold right now. And you know what it's going to take? Everything. It's going to take you being consistent every single day. No matter what's happening, no matter the pain of the late nights, no matter the pain of the losing the best friend, no matter the pain of being embarrassed, no matter the pain of having to get up and meditate to clear your mind, the pain that comes with a distraction, you're going to decide right now that you're going to go straight ahead, full on forward, no matter what it looks like. You will be hit smack damn with that winning season. There is no other way. That's certainty. The uncertainty in reality is not knowing where you would have been had you not given up, what you might have achieved had you not given up, who you might have helped had you not given up, where you might be in life today if you didn't give up yesterday. Keep going. We have mountains to scale. Keep going. We have a world to change. Keep going. The world is waiting for your art. Keep going. You want to make it to the top. There's only one way to get there, and it's straight through. And it's straight through consistency, straight through the distraction, straight through the enemy. Because the truth is, he rises up when we become a threat. He rises up when we're going after those destiny prayers, because the promise is there. The rewards are waiting. But it's true. God is going to allow the unclean one to build a brick wall, which will be him, for you to overcome. But that's okay. That's a distraction. If God is bringing you to that brick wall, bringing you to the enemy, then God is showing you a way around it. Keep going. Don't listen to the liar. Don't listen to the unclean one. You got God in your ear that's speaking louder, beckoning you on to the reward, beckoning you on to your victorious season. Let that be the story of you. Thank you so much for joining this convo. Thank you to all our 1,000+ YouTube subscribers. If you haven't found us on YouTube, please make sure that you are subscribed there. Also, wherever you're listening, whether it's Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, make sure that you are absolutely following us there. And if you haven't yet checked out our merch, I am linking that in our show notes, toll.shop. Everything in our World Treasure collection comes with free shipping to the U.S. Also, if you're being led by Spirit to support this mission, there is a couple links in our show notes. And I am praying over every single love offering. Actually, I'm praying over every single person here who subscribes, who listens. I'm praying you view, you like, you comment. I'm praying that God expands your life. I am praying that I see you at the top of the mountain, because I've already determined ain't no quit in me. I'm gonna go all the way. I want to see you there. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll chat again real soon. Bye for now.